time to study the present perfect simple and present perfect continuous. The present perfect simple. To form the present perfect simple, we need the auxiliary verb have. It depends on the subject whether we use have or has. Remember that we use have for the pronouns I, you, we, they, and we use has for the pronouns he, she, it. We also need the past participle of the main verb. Keep in mind that in English we have regular verbs and irregular verbs. For the regular verbs, we add ed to the base form of the verb to form the past participle. Be careful with the spelling rules. These are the same as we have already seen to form the past simple tense. For the irregular verbs, we have to study the list because they change. Affirmative. Look at these sentences. I have bought Harry Potter's book. He has bought Harry Potter's book. Here we have the subject, the auxiliary verb, and the past participle of the main verb. I have bought. In this sentence, we have the subject, he, the auxiliary verb, has, and the past participle of the main verb, bought. Negative. I haven't eaten in that restaurant. He hasn't eaten in that restaurant. Once again, we have the subject first plus the auxiliary verb in the negative form. In this case, we have haven't plus the past participle of the main verb. In the other sentence, we have subject, the auxiliary verb in the negative form, hasn't, and the past participle of the main verb, eaten. Interrogative. To make questions, we start with the auxiliary verb, have, plus the subject, you, plus the past participle of the main verb, had. Have you ever had sushi? Has she ever cooked sushi? We use the present perfect simple for an action which happened at an unstated time in the past. The exact time is unknown or unimportant. The experience itself is far more important. Adverbs like ever, never, still, so far, already, yet, once, twice, three times, many times reinforce the indefinite meaning. For example, she has seen the movie many times. We do not know when. Sarah has painted a lot of pictures. We also use the present perfect simple for an action which started in the past and continues up to the present. The taxi has arrived. The taxi is here now. Mr. Nelson has taught math for 20 years. He continues teaching. We use the present perfect simple for an action which happened in the past and may be repeated. Ben is an athlete. He has won more than 10 medals. As an athlete, he can win more medals. We have traveled to Brazil twice. We might travel to Brazil again. We also use the present perfect simple for an action which happened within a specific time period which is not over at the moment of speaking. I have written 2 emails this morning. It's 10 a.m. The morning hasn't finished yet. The students have studied hard all day. The day hasn't finished yet. They might continue studying. We use the present perfect simple for actions which finished in the recent past, especially when the results are important in the present. Look at this example. My sister has recently moved to Buenos Aires. She's looking for a job there. Adverbs like recently, lately, and just emphasize the meaning of recency. The bus has just left when I got to the bus stop. We use the present perfect simple to draw conclusions about recent actions based on present results. For example, the doorbell is ringing. The conclusion is, I think the guests have arrived. Tom's hand is bleeding. The conclusion is, he has cut his hand with a knife. That's all for the present perfect simple. Let's move on the present perfect continuous.
Hello everyone, now let's start with present perfect continuous. First of all, we should know when we have to use present perfect continuous. So let's read the theory. The present perfect continuous is used to show that an action started in the past and has continued up to the present moment. The present perfect continuous usually emphasizes duration or the amount of time that an action has been taking place. First of all, we use it to indicate the duration of an activity that began in the past and continues to the present, okay? When the tense has this meaning, it is used with time words such as for, since, all morning, all day, and all week. Let's read some examples. I have been sitting here for 2 hours. It has been raining all day. I have been writing a letter since 4 o'clock. They have been playing football for an hour. And he has been studying in the library for 3 hours. Then we have the second point about present perfect continuous. When the tense is used without any specific mention of time, it expresses a general activity in progress recently, lately. All of the students have been studying hard. Final exams start next week. My back hurts, so I have been sleeping on the floor lately. I'm sorry, but I haven't been feeling well lately. Okay? And then we have the next point about present perfect continuous. It is used for an activity that has recently stopped or does stopped. Why are your clothes so dirty? I have been cleaning the cooker. The ground is wet. It has been raining. I have been running, so I'm really hot. You don't understand because you haven't been listening. And then we have the last point about present perfect continuous. Like the present perfect simple, the present perfect continuous is often used to draw about recent actions based on present results. Yes, let's read these examples. Your friend seems very upset about something. Her eyes are all red. It appears that she has been crying. And then we have, when I entered my friend's room, there was a very strong smell of smoke. I assume that he has been smoking. Yes. So you should read all this theory and practice a lot. So this is all, students. Next you see you the next class. Bye.